In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 simple ways to solving the toughest problems in your life. What a promise. Now, that's a big promise. But I have a reputation of keeping my word. So don't miss any one of this. I'll be back to tell you more. At the beginning of every year, we have amazing goals that we intend to accomplish in our lives. For some of us, it's winning a soul every week. For others, it's giving tens of millions of naira towards a favorite charity or ministry or church. But for every true believer, one of the things that we always want to do every year is to grow deeper in our relationship with God. We want to read more of the Bible, we want to pray more consistently, we want to fast more sincerely, and we want to get to know God more. But somewhere along the line, life happens. There are bills to pay, there are targets to meet, there are relationships to build. And before we know it, we stop reading the Bible as often as we used to. We stop spending time with God, we get distracted and caught up. If you're in that place right now, I'm not condemning you and I don't want you to be discouraged. I've got an amazing resource for you. This is why I'm happy to present to you copies of my brand new book called Refresh. In this amazing book, you're going to learn how to rediscover and how to relish and enjoy the pleasure of God's presence. It's a 21-day devotional that has lots of powerful content. It has premium material. In this, you will learn the basics of prayer, of waiting on God, of intercession, of reading the Bible, of meditating consistently, so that the Word of God is not like something you're reading from a textbook, but it really transforms your life. And one of the things I really love about it, which many other people who've read the book love about it, is that you have places for you to write out what you're going to do with what you've learned. There are also Bible passages that will help you reinforce all the core concepts in the pages of this book. So I wanted to place your order right now. It's going to change your life forever. It's time for you to refresh your walk with God and to grow deeper in the things of the Spirit. Refresh. So ensure that you get that brand new book called Refresh. It's changing lives, it's touching hearts, it's helped so many people. And one of the ways to solve any problem in your life is for you to start refreshed. So get your copy today. Now let's get to it. All of us have problems, challenges, difficulties, struggles in our lives that come up from time to time. And maybe you are that person right now, wondering, how in the world am I going to get through this? Number 1 is ensure that you define the problem. What happens many times that people have ideas about the problem, struggles about the problem, they have threats from the problems, and they forget what the real problem is. Is the problem your car? Is the problem the fuel in your car? Is the problem the carburetor? Is the problem the fuel injector? Why am I using that example? Because many years ago, I had this car, and this car was giving me all sorts of problems, every now and again to just stop. I mean, generally, the car was really good, generally. But there came a time, a season of badness in the life of this car, where the car would just stop. And I took it to the mechanic and tried to fix it. And, they would change this one and that one, and quite didn't work. So eventually somebody said, I think it's the fuel you bought. And then we changed the fuel. And it caused a lot of problems. And someone said, I think it's the transmission of this. Then we changed that. And then someone said, oh, you know what? You have to change the fuel pump. And I believe that was what solved the problem. So could it be possible that you haven't defined the problem you are trying to solve? Is it a money problem, a negotiation problem, a timing problem? Is it a mental problem, an emotional problem, or a spiritual problem? So some people will be like, oh, I have a demon chasing me from my village. Well, maybe the demon chasing from your village is actually not the demon. Maybe it's the bad habits, the poor financial habits in your life, the lack of financial discipline that's causing you to always have less than enough money. So define the problem. Don't glamorize it, define it. Don't be intimidated by it, define the problem. So write it down. The problem is bad fuel pump. The problem is I don't have enough money. All right, so that's number 1. Number 2, you want to then go beyond the problem to the root cause of the problem. So for example, if you got into your house and the house was flooded, there's water all over the place, you might be tempted to say, okay, the first thing I do is let me start scooping out the water. But that could lead to wasted effort. It could lead to frustration. It could lead to some other disaster. What you want to find out is, how did water get into my house? Is the roof leaking? Did rain fall? Did I leave a tap open? Is a tank broken? I remember one place we used to live in years ago, where there was water. You just see water in different places, like water on the walls and stuff. So we're like, is the wall crying? Is the wall bleeding? After a lot of research, we discovered that what had happened is that there was actually a broken pipe. Oh well, it wasn't our house that was leaking, it was the house of those who were below us. So there was a broken pipe in the slab interfacing between their own floor and our own floor. We're in the topmost floor. So there was a pipe that was actually leaking into their compound. So they used to think, well, our wall was broken or something, but it was actually water from a broken pipe on our floor that was seeping into theirs. So find the root cause. Find the root cause of the problem. So what they did was they changed the pipe and then the leakage stopped. Now, if they just thought it was the wall and they broke the wall was not the root cause. Find the root cause. So if the problem is I don't have enough money, then ask the question, why don't I have enough money? Maybe I don't have a job. Okay, why don't I have a job? Maybe my CV is bad. Okay, what can I do to my CV? Talk to somebody. So problem solved, talk to somebody who can help me with my CV, who can help me get a right job, and a job that can help me get more money, and then I have money. So don't just stop with I don't have money. Ask, why don't I have money? I don't have a wife. Why don't I have a wife? I don't have a brain. Oh, I do have a brain. Everybody has a brain. Everybody has a brain. More like I'm not using my brain the way I should. I'm sorry, please don't be offended. Right, so get to the root cause of it. Number 3 is find help. And the first phase for you to find help is within yourself. I will say this, most people talk more about their problems than they think deep about their problems. So don't just talk loud about the problem. Think deep about the problem. So if the problem is I don't have money and then you went to the root of I don't have a CV, then instead of just saying let me go and pay somebody $100,000, well, 100,000 naira or so for the CV, ask, if I was to write a CV, or rather if I was to read a CV to give somebody a job, what would the CV look like? What kind of keywords would I use? What kind of stories would I incorporate? What kind of referees would I have? What kind of person must I be? And without telling lies, how do I integrate the experiences, the skill sets I've gathered over the years into crafting my CV? If the problem is my business is not making money, then I need to ask myself, what am I selling? Who am I selling to? How am I delivering the product? So think deeply about the problem. Think deeply about the problem. Number 4 is give it all it takes. Now, many times people reach out to me and say, hey, P-Dams, I need help with this. And I ask them the question, what have you done? And many times they'll be like, I've prayed. Or I just thought if I spoke to you, then all the problems in my life will be solved. Well, the last time I checked, and maybe the next time, and every other time, I am literally not God the Father, Son, and the Spirit. They live in me, but I'm not Jesus the Christ, right? Now, many times what many of us do is that we don't give the problem what it takes. What we do is that we take that problem and then we dump it on other people. So we slide into their DMs and say, please help me. Or we go to the office and say, I'm trying to raise money. Or we go online and say, can you please support this? Give it all it takes. Watch tutorial videos if you have to watch tutorial videos. Partner up with people. Seek somebody's help. Pay for advice, counseling, and mentoring or coaching. Give it all it takes. Before you lament about it, have you given it all it takes? Have you seen somebody who solved problems before? Have you tried to follow their model, their pattern, their suggestions, their ideas? Is there a book that has been written about that issue? Is there a video on YouTube that's addressed that issue? So for example, on my YouTube channel, I have scores and scores of videos, and many of them are just 10 to 15 minute videos that you can watch to solve different problems in your life. So right now, just look at all the videos. See all the videos that I've already shared on this platform. You see them? Are you seeing them? The different topics and how beneficial they can be to your life, right? Give it all it takes. Number 5, schedule your solution steps. Now, what does that mean? Let's use that example again. I don't have customers. What's the solution? Get customers. What do you have to do to get customers? Advertise. To advertise, maybe you need to shoot videos like this. Maybe you need to write an ad for Facebook or YouTube or Instagram. Now schedule all of that, because sometimes what happens with difficult situations is that they become overwhelming. You're like, my God, I've got to shoot this. I've got to appear on that podcast. I've got to write that story. I've got to advertise. Schedule it. So what does that look like? 7 days a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I will go back. Do you remember that? It used to rain 20 years ago. So anyway, so say to yourself, Monday, I'm writing. Monday, I'm writing copy. Tuesday, I'm copy. Wednesday, I'm DJ copy. All right. I was joking, but you get the point. Monday, I'm writing copy. Tuesday, I'm taking pictures. Wednesday, I'm shooting videos. Thursday, I'm going to brainstorm or critique what I've written. Friday, I'm going to launch an advertisement. Schedule the solutions. Give your time slots an assignment and frame your proposed solutions into time slots. All right? Now, let us give you a bonus point. And this bonus point is going to be quite ridiculous, but let me tell you, once in a while in the middle of your problems, just go to sleep. It's been scientifically proven that when you hit a deadlock, when you are tired, when you can't seem to find a way through, and you go to bed thinking about that problem, more often than not, your brain is going to go through a variety of frequencies through the night. And by the time you wake up, there will be some smart ideas from your subconscious mind, or a repository of research you've done in the past, or something you read, a flash of brilliance that will show up the next day. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly what happened, but if you know the story of Daniel and Joseph, right, where Daniel said, give me a night, give me a night. And by the next day, they had the solution to the problems. So think about it that way, that sometimes the solution might come as a dream, might come as a vision, might come as a dream of the night, an instruction that God gives you, might just be your subconscious mind browsing all through the night and plucking out plausible solutions that will help you. And I believe that you found at least one of the 5 points, actually 6, including the bonus points, helpful. By the way, I'm dedicating this shirt to you. No matter the problem, the challenge, difficulty, you are not alone, and you can get your own t-shirt as well via White People Merch. Look for details on the screen. And tell me, which of those 5 points have made a difference in your life? Which one have you applied before? Which one are you applying now? Which one do you think you want to explore? Do me a favor, like this video, comment, subscribe to this channel, tell people about it, and let's keep thriving